You know, there's something that we're forgetting.
What?
We're forgetting one thing.
What's
There's no
that?
music going. So, welcome to YouTube Celebrity Gossip News with myself and Tommy. How is it going, Tommy?
It is going great, Chris.
Great.
Christmas is coming up soon.
I know, right? The holidays are coming up, and then it's New Year's, and then, you know what? It's traveling back to work, going to a Wizard World to cover a lot of things that are happening at New Orleans Wizard World. So isn't that exciting?
That is amazing, Chris.
Right on. Right, so in the meantime, we got some news for you, and what's gonna work, and let's deliver that news to you now. So welcome back, everyone. Basically, Tommy, we have news. So what kind of news do you have for us this week? What's going on?
Well, YouTube has recently updated their harassment rules of how they treat people who are being harassed and on YouTube by people harassing them, to where they've already clamped down and got rid of a ton of videos based on people attacking people by who they are as a person versus who they are as ideas, like whether it's political, non-political, or what. That's fine to disagree with people and attack them on that, but it's what YouTube is cracking down on is people harassing people, making threats, violent threats involving their families and whatnot, and harassment as in about who they are as a person will no longer is no longer going to be tolerated on YouTube. Like I said before, YouTube's already started cracking down since they updated the harassment rules and taken down videos. And there'll be several steps where the 3-strike system and the channel will be gone. Monetization will be gone from some people. But people out there thinking that this is great, that YouTube's finally do something about it. Some people think that they're not going far enough. Some people thinking that, like everything else, it's just too vague. Where's the line drawn at? But from what I've read and seen and heard about other people talk about, that this one is pretty clear on what YouTube defines as harassment is. It's based on the person who you're attacking, based on who they are, whether it's sexuality, religion, or whatever, versus if you're just doing a diss track or you're doing commentary about somebody, about their political views or ideas that they've had, that is not harassment, where it has to be directly directed at the person.
It's about time that YouTube started kind of whipping, taking out the whip and doing something about it. Just because there have been threats on YouTube, there has been harassment on YouTube, there has been, a lot of bullying on YouTube, such as people making fun of people's religion or whatever they believe in, as far as political views as well. So it's about time that YouTube did something about this, and they have a right to do it. And I totally agree with this, just because, it's only right, because a lot has happened throughout the years since YouTube has been around, that people have been battling back and forth between sexualities, and it's just right that YouTube does something about it. Now, another thing is that Tommy didn't point out that you can also lose your partnership over this. Like if you're affiliated with YouTube as in a partnership, you can lose a partnership over it. So
well, YouTube, after they made when we did the rules on harassment, to make sure that they got them, to where it would work out and be fair to everybody, they basically went and talked to a group that basically deals with this stuff, deals with online bullying, deals with reporters who get harassed and stuff. So they tailored everything around the feedback that they got from the community, plus from this group that they did the research with. Be friendly and kind to your fellow YouTubers out there, because in the end, you don't know what they're going through and they don't know what you're going through. So it's okay to have honest opinions about what someone's talking about and have an engaging conversation, but don't make it a one-sided, like, oh, you're a really bad person and you should be, off yourself or something like that. That's just unacceptable. So that's all I gotta say.
right. Moving on, we have basically lost an icon today, Tommy. So, once in a great lifetime movies that are based on a true story, right? Well, right,
Yep.
Cuba Gooding Jr. played a real life character named Radio. James Kennedy, you may know him as Radio. Radio was a movie that was filmed back in the early 2000s about a young man that had a hard time and he wanted to be accepted, and he had autism, and basically he was part of the football team, part of the basketball team. And like I said, Cuba Gooding Jr. played Radio. Radio was part of the Hannah High School football team as well. In general, he was part of the sports programs. So if you remember who Coach Jones is, Coach Jones was a football coach, and then he decided to leave the football team as head coach to kind of take care of Radio after his mom passed away. So basically, fast forward to now, Radio was sick and they checked him in at the hospital and his condition got worser, and so basically he passed away at the age of 73.
Oh, that is amazing that he was able to be accepted, and as it was portrayed in the movie and in real life. And also how he got his nickname Radio was because he always carried a little radio around with him throughout when he was in high school. And so his teammates accepted him, the school accepted him. Despite his disability, they saw past that. So that, I think, is amazing that they were able to capture that in the movie, that essence of who the guy really was.
Right. He was a down-to-earth guy from what I see, so...
rest in peace, and hopefully he inspired other young people out there with certain conditions similar to his to not give up on their dreams of doing something big.
So that's all the news that we have for you. What you could do is subscribe to our channels, check out some of our social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram.
Hit that bell, the notification bell, so that way you know when we upload, and don't forget to share this video with people.
Right, so we'll see you guys next time, and that's a wrap.
Bye-bye.